Hello, I am so glad you're here. Let's get into it. I got this massive download on the weekend about energy being contagious. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is something that might resonate with you, okay? Automatically, Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. But the reason why this came in is like, I think you know that your energy is contagious, but I don't think you quite fully understand the ways in which it can be contagious. For some of you, I feel like you put a big emphasis on letting other people kind of take the spotlight and taking a step back, because you know your energy can be very like big and expansive. So there are times where you make yourself small so that other people can take up that space. But when you do that, you actually, like, the energy of you becoming small actually is contagious. Like, that makes other people become small as well. So if you want to give people the space to shine and take up space, you need to like be in that energy as well, because that is going to be the thing. I think that if there are any of you that feel like you walk into a room and then suddenly the energy gets a bit subdued, and maybe you're thinking, oh, is there anything wrong with me? Like, do they not like me? And you're trying to like give other people space, that's the reason why that energy becomes subdued when you walk into that space. It's because you're actually like triggering that energy, and people are just like mirroring that. It actually has nothing to do with you. And if you were to just like, okay, let yourself exist, let yourself be expansive in a way that feels really natural and really authentic, they will do the same. So that came up maybe a couple days ago. I didn't have a chance to sit down and do a full reading on it, but let's get into it. If you're new here, I'm Dan. This is That Good Tarot, where we do readings from your angels, ancestors, and your higher self, always for your highest good. Let's get into this. Let's see what messages need to come through for you today. Okay, we have a lot of messaging coming through specifically about direction for you right now, specifically to do with how many things are kind of on your plate. That's a big one. We have three main messages here. We have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and Nine of Wands. Okay, so let's first get into career, because we have a little bit of a career. We have a little bit of someone else's energy interacting with yours, and then this third energy, which is I think just about last little messages about mindset that I think that the universe kind of wants to bring to the surface. So let's look at Two of Wands, Queen of Swords. You are really having to get, like, I feel like if you're not the kind of like type A kind of person, get it all down, this upcoming time, like the next few months, it's going to pull it out of you. Like, you might feel like you can access that energy sometimes, where you are the absolute boss leader type, and that you're going into another phase of like, you have to be El Capitan right now. I feel like I bring this up in a way that feels like, you know, you can be in that energy. It's not necessarily like you want to exist in that energy 100% of the time, and I feel like that's probably a good thing for anyone. Like, we need rest and recovery, and being in that very authoritative state can be really, really exhausting. So let's expand this Two of Wands energy, universe. Inside information to this Two of Wands energy. What do you want us to know about these decisions coming forward? King of Wands, Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, it's really time for you to start taking action on some of your new ideas. I feel like maybe if you're running a business, maybe if you're starting a business, maybe you've had thoughts about maybe expanding into a new area. For some people, I feel like, okay, you could be doing events. For some people, I feel like, okay, I want to be posting more. I want to share my story with this, that, and the other. Like, now's the time to really start to see those thoughts and those ideas become material things. So whether that's like sending the email, posting the video, this is going to be so much more fruitful for you than you actually think it's going to be. I know that you probably know that it's something that you have to do, but maybe there's been a little bit of resistance. Maybe that's why that Nine of Wands is coming up. Maybe we'll get into that one next, but it really is like, okay, now's the time to start doing these things now, babe. Now's the time to start putting action on the ambition. Let's get into the Queen of Swords energy. Universe, please, insight, information. What do we... Okay. The main message that kind of came through is, I feel like for a lot of you, there has been a lot of, maybe this year's been particularly heavy. Maybe you've had to deal with a lot of things that have been very consuming. And it is, the message coming through is like, you're going to get busier. Your decisions in your life and your career are going to get not too intense, but they're going to get intense. So if there's been a time of exhaustion for you that maybe you have been pushing down or like just trying to have to like power through, it's time to get really, really cozy and comfortable with those things being part of your life. Like, the time more than ever is for you to find ways to integrate self-care, integrate rest into the daily routine, because the intensity of your work and your career is not going to stop, nor are heavy things that are happening. That's not going to stop either. There might be ebbs and flows in terms of, okay, it's more career, okay, now it's more the whether that's maybe a family member has to go to hospital, or there's some kind of unexpected financial thing. Like, these things are going to pop up, and I think you learning to move with those waves is really, really important right now. That's what's being asked of you. It's like, you need to learn to take action despite these things going on. But a lot of that action has also got to do with making sure that you're setting up routines, setting up habits that are also going to make sure that you're mentally, emotionally, spiritually centered while you're doing things. Huge career reading. I really feel like maybe some of you are entrepreneurs, some of you are freelancers where you're like having to kind of hustle, or like you really are maybe in a self-employed type place. You are going to need to become this King of Cups energy. You need to integrate the good with the bad. You need to really integrate how you're emotionally doing, and how to really support yourself emotionally so that you can support yourself and whoever depends on you financially. Because I feel like there's a lot of career coming up with a lot of what feels like some pretty heavy things going on around you. So this is just a really, really big reminder to like take some time to yourself, make sure that there is time of rest, make sure that you are recharging and not just like not doing work. I think there's a difference between recharging and not doing work, because recharging is regenerative. You feel like you can go back into that space and do more, give more, and have a bigger capacity. And if you don't, you just kind of, you end up being like a phone that's constantly on low battery. We need to get you to 100%. You need to be making sure you're plugging in to recharge to 100%. Big things coming for you. Big things have happened to you. Thinking of you during that, because that's a lot. That is a lot of stuff. Definitely sending you lots of regenerative energy. Let's get into, I'm having the feeling like I should delay this right to the end. So let's get into the Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. There is some kind of energy. What I'm getting is that they want to come towards you, but they are feeling like you don't want that. Okay, let's get into their energy. Let's get into your energy around them. Universe, please, insight, information to the Knight of Pentacles energy. They feel like what they have to offer you is not that great. They feel like any movement towards you, it's just like, they just don't feel like it's good enough for you. That's what they're getting. They see you from afar doing really, really well with a steady household, steady foundation, and they are not. Everything is kind of crumbling around them, and they're having a big ego death. They're going through a really big renewal. They might be in their Saturn's return. They do want to reach out to you, but they just feel like with where you are and what they have to offer towards you, they just feel so like the whole thing is just like, I'm so not good enough. When I tap into their energy, like it really is like a painful thing to sit in, because it really just, it's such a heavy energy that sits in my chest that like, oh, what I have to give is just like not what, it's just not good enough for you. There's this feeling of not being worthy of you, and also feeling like maybe they didn't really treat you well in the past, so they also don't feel like they can come to you based on like the history of what you have and what, yeah. Like even as I go to say it, my words stop, because any communication that they want to get to you, they just stop themselves. They're just like, so if you're waiting or expecting communication from someone and they're not coming towards you, like that could be that. Let's get into your energy here with the Seven of Swords. Universe, please insight information into the Seven of Swords energy. Okay. It really feels like you are so much, it really does play into, I guess, some of what they think. You are so much more mature than maybe the last time you spoke to them. You are very like open and calm about any communication. I think that you have definitely moved past the minor upsets that you might have had in the history with this person. And you are quite happy, like you have capacity for this person. It almost feels like it's such a shame that they don't want to come towards you because they feel like they're not worthy, because I do feel like you currently now are at a place where you are so much more centered and open to receiving anyone and sharing whatever energy you have, wisdom, experience, just presence, healing presence you could give to them, which I feel like, you know, is probably something they really need, is just to feel appreciated and valued, considering the kind of turmoil and absolutely chaotic period that they've been through. Being around a really calm, present energy that makes them not feel like they are so, like, issues with their worth. I don't want to say the word worthless because I don't like saying that, but that's definitely how they feel. It's very hard for me to tap into their energy because I don't like saying bad things about myself, but when I tap into it, it's hard for me to tell you without saying bad things about myself. But I'm not saying about me, it's them, but I just like constantly trying to put how I feel in the affirmative. But yes, anyways, if you know, you know. Yes, if you are expecting a communication to come in from someone, or almost wishing someone would come towards you just so that they could be in your energy because you're sensing that maybe they're not doing okay, that might give you some insight into what's going on over there. Let's get into this Nine of Wands energy. Universe, please insight information to Nine of Wands. Okay, I don't know why the message I'm getting is like, stand down, like stand down. You don't need to be working so hard to protect yourself. Like, you really, really don't. You can relax a little more into different situations, social situations. I feel like for some of you, you're constantly on your guard, wanting to present the right way, wanting to be hyper vigilant about the signs and the cues that you're getting from other people. And I feel like you don't trust that your intuition is like fully integrated. It is. Your intuition is fully integrated. If you were the kind of person that maybe didn't didn't protect yourself in the past, and so maybe you're worried about whether or not you're going to protect yourself in the future, whether or not you're going to see the signs of whether or not someone is toxic or potentially manipulative, and so you're constantly on the watch, constantly. Your intuition is integrated. You can relax because your body is going to tell you. Your mind working overtime trying to deduct these things, it's just not necessary anymore. You've gone every which way. You've listened to all the podcasts. You've watched all of the things that help you identify these different things in a person that makes them not align with you, or someone that might want to try and take advantage of you. You know that. Your nervous system knows that. You can relax now. Like, you can breathe. You have done so much important training to make sure that you have learned your lessons, that now it's time for you to refocus that energy that you spent on trying to protect yourself, to just focusing on your light, focusing on your craft, focusing on what you do, and existing within that energy. You've been existing in this energy of protect myself. And now that's coded. It's in, like, you don't need to do anything anymore. It's in there. It is there. Now it's time for you to do what you always wanted to do. Work on the things you've always wanted to work on and show them. Show those things to the world. Show your writing, show your videos, show your craft. Put yourself out there. You can trust that your nervous system understands when there is a threat, and your body and your mind and your soul know that as soon as you register that threat, you will act on it. You don't need to be constantly on the lookout anymore. It's there. Your intuition is on the lookout because it knows now, after years of you listening to it, that you are going to listen to it. It knows it will be heard. So it will let you know if something's off, but you don't need to put your brain power there anymore. It's time for you to put your brain power into the things that you love, your passions, your career, your projects, your community, your light, and let yourself shine. Love that for you, babe. Okay. Lastly, let's get into some angel cards, see what our last messages are. If you resonate with this reading, it would mean so much to me if you would comment, like, subscribe, all the things. I did take a massive break, and I know when I do that, it's really, really hard to get these videos out and seen. I haven't been kind to the algorithm, and so the algorithm isn't kind to me. So if you can drop a like, a comment, subscribe, anything, if you resonate with this, that would help me so much, because I feel like, especially this message in particular, it's just so empowering and powerful, and I would love for it to find however many people are meant to find it. Okay, last ones. I'm not underestimating my own magic anymore. Power, beginnings, transformation. We have the number 8. This is infinite. Oh my gosh, it like matches up with my face. Silly. All right. Exactly. Yes. Your magic, your intuition, your skill, your passion. It's time for you to refocus on that. It's time for you to give yourself permission to focus on it now. And lastly, I wasn't always like this, you know. I had to create who I am, the witch, creatrix, lotus flower, free will. You have built yourself. You have created this version of you. Stand up behind them. Show the world. Know that you created a version of yourself that is tapped in and that is going to protect you and is powerful, experienced, wise. Thank you so much for letting me tap into your energy. I will see you in the next one.